Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 1st to the 15th, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, guys, and I'm so thankful. It absolutely means the world to me. It gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm, so thank you so very much. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay. So we're crowned here with, the Seven of Swords reverse. Very interesting. Scorpio also had this energy of the Seven of Swords. Theirs was in the upright position. So this is going to be a time for many where lies come out. But you, Sagittarius, are going to be handling this quite differently. You're going to be seeing lies, sneakiness come out, and you're going to be like, no, it doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, it's time to move on. It's like it washes away. It's like it's actually going to be rather gratifying because it's like, no, nothing to do with me anymore. It's like, no, I'm leaving that behind. And so there's a bit of a liberation coming during this time. It leads us then to the Wheel of Fortune. You've been going through a rough time. And it's time to acknowledge that. We kind of plaster on smiles on our faces and say, oh no, everything's great. Everything's great. And whereas inside, or to those closest to us, they can know that we're struggling, or that things haven't gone in accordance to our plan, however that has been. So here with the Wheel of Fortune, we feel like fortune isn't on our side at times. We feel like, things just aren't going our way. It isn't our time. But it also is, things are going unexpectedly. It's setting us up for something that we don't realize. And actually, during this time, we're going to be saying, wow, this was really a cultivating moment. Like, this is a time where I was I became somebody I didn't expect me to be. And it's in the most positive and most beautiful of ways. So this is going to be pretty big. It moves us then to the Ace of Wands. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is us. This is a gift for us. And this is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of fire, of creativity, of passion, of really looking at what we want to create and saying, I'm going to create it now. Now it is my time. Thank you. And there's almost like a shift in the way that we've seen things. And we've believed so many lies, or we've had, so much hanging onto us, like leeches draining us. And this is a time where we say, no, ew, like no. And it brings us then to the Chariot. We're taking the chaos of emotions and we're reining them in. We're taking the sea of the world and we're reining it in, and we're saying, I'm moving forward. I'm going after what I want. I'm going after what I need. Emotions are going to fuel us. This is going to be a time where it is so important to listen to our emotions, because our emotions will give us the right answer right off the bat. It's not going to be our ego. It's going to be seriously listening to our hearts, connecting with ourselves emotionally, and seeing how we move forward and saying, okay, where does my heart need me to be? Where does my soul need me? It's not what I want to make happen. It's like quieting ourselves and saying, how do I need to move forward now? And it's taking all the chaos of emotions that has come with the Wheel of Fortune, that has brought us to a learning cycle, through a learning cycle, through a learning season, that it hasn't necessarily been the one that we wanted, but it's the one that we needed. And we're going to see ourselves moving forward in emotional awareness, but also with taking the reins of things. We could have felt like things were running amok. Our emotions were running amok. People were running amok in our lives. And this is a time where we say, this is my heart and this is how I move forward. This is what I want. This is what I need. And it brings us to the Two of Wands. It brings us to doors opening, but it also brings us to looking out over the horizon and seeing that there's more than we thought there was. Seeing that this is a time to move forward in our power. This is a time to see ourselves. This is a time to look towards our future, but it's not like always looking at our future. So be very aware of this with the Two of Wands, that we can get caught up looking into the crystal ball. It's like crystal ball. Like, what do you see? What do I want? Where do I need to be? We're looking at our dreams for the future, but we're also looking at our path for the present and saying, okay, where do I stand? What do I desire? We are releasing so many heartbreaks, so much disappointment, so many things that have shaped us because it has been hard. And that is going to be a statement of a lot of Sagittarians during this time. It has been hard. It has been intense. But this is a time where we're embracing a metamorphosis of self, where we're saying to ourselves, it is time to transform. It is time to see ourselves move forward. It is time to look at the heartbreak and the pain and not be afraid anymore. We're reclaiming our lives. That's why we're taking the reins of things. This is also, we can travel more, right? So the chariot can also be cars, right? It can be travel. It can be, it can be going on a boat. It can be going on a plane, but there can also be travel in our future. With the Six of Cups, but it's okay. So going back to this, but it's like taking back what was overwhelming to us before. So it is going to be taking back freedom and taking away the scariness of it. With the Six of Cups, our past is playing a really big part in our present. We are going to see that instead of using the past as like, oh, I want it to be just like this, it has to be just like this, just like it was once upon a time, or I'm afraid that it will be like it was once upon a time, depending on our childhood. We are going to be looking at things and saying that was a blueprint either for what to do or what not, to not do. And, usually a little bit of both, right? And I'm using that to guide me forward to what I love. And I'm connecting with who I was before the world told me who I should be. It brings us then to the Page of Cups. This is going to be a time, this is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is going to be a time where we need to be students of our heart. We need to ask ourselves, what do you love? What do you want? How do you move forward in love? What is sacred to you? What is important to you? We are going to be surprised at the doors that open. We are going to be surprised at the information that comes our way. We are going to get inspired in the most unlikely of places, in the most unlikely of ways. It brings us then to the King of Wands, which is us. We're coming through as a king. We give off boss vibes during this time. Whether we like that analogy or we don't, we're very much seen as somebody who's in charge, somebody who knows what they want, somebody who is, taking this gift. You could be starting a business. You could be starting a creative hobby that you've always wanted to do. You are going to see yourself moving forward during this time, Sagittarius, in a real attitude of, oh, yes, I can, because I've walked through the bowels of hell. Yes, I can, because I have been through what I thought was going to break me and leave me in pieces on the floor. And it hasn't. And now I embrace my strength, and now I embrace me. You're going through a time of transformation. You're going through a time of distinction. Be mindful of your temper, okay? Always, because it can get the better of us, especially when we're excited about things. So just be aware of that. And especially because we want things to keep on moving forward in such a good, powerful way. So do be mindful about this. Also be mindful about follow through, because we can get very excited and put on a lot on our plate, which can also make us feel overwhelmed, which can make it be like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to get to where it is that I want to be? So being aware of this is going to be super important. Now, if you are interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a flower in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on Sunday. Hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when that announcement, when that video comes up. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is Breathe reversed. You can find that your heart rate might be up a little bit. Now, if it is, of course, go get checked out by your doctor, right? But here it's like breathe. Focus on your breath. Calm and center yourself. Be mindful of, right, how much caffeine you're drinking, or, like all the good, put good things into your body, right? But focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. Focus on being calm. It is going to be so easy during this time to kind of always be holding your breath, to always be working towards something and feeling like, oh, I always have to be on. So just be mindful about this, because you're going to find when you start to hold your breath, when you start to like it's going to go first to your throat, is what spirit is saying. Like feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed, taking on too much, you're going to feel it first in your throat, and it's going to come through in your breath. So just be aware of this. Our chakra message, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is listening reversed. So this is the throat chakra, which makes sense with breathe, right? The throat coming into play once again. Whenever we think of the throat chakra, or whenever I thought of the throat chakra, I never thought of listening. I always thought of speaking, which really shows us our world, right? Our world is all about who can be heard, who can speak the loudest, who can make the most noise, who can be the most intense. And here it is saying, listen, it's going to be hard for us. We have so many ideas we want to push forward in so many different ways. It's also hard for a Sagittarius to listen, which is interesting because we're all about truth. We're all about balance. We're all about, diving deeper into things. When a Sagittarius listens, we can part mountains. And that is a very true statement. When a Sagittarius truly listens, you can find out that that is your biggest superpower because you can dive deeper into things. You hear the truth behind the words of things, and that is going to be important. So, embracing your throat chakra, embracing listening is going to be a very, very powerful thing. Hum, sing, chant. That's all very good for your throat chakra and also very good for your thyroid. So, just be aware of that. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the Four of Swords. Be mindful of the Four of Swords. Be mindful of not resting. Be mindful of not honoring your story. Be mindful of pushing yourself too hard, too long. Okay? Because it will start to add up. Yeah. You need to rest. Be mindful of the stress that you also carry. So doing nighttime yoga might be a very good thing. Meditating can be a very good thing. So just be aware of that. But again, with the Seven of Swords reverse, lies have no place in your world right now. You are going to find that this is a time where you are looking at things and you're saying, no, that's not true for me. No, I don't want this. No, that's not right. So being aware, but it's also like the repeat of the number 7, which is interesting. One is reversed and one is upright. 7 is diving deeper and deeper and deeper into things, which is what a Sagittarius does. Okay. You want to know the whys and how comes. You want to dive deeper. Right? And you don't want the lies anymore. You don't want the BS. So you're going to be ripping back the layers of things, kind of like an onion. It can make you cry. So just be aware. Be aware that this can be with our own emotions. We're ripping back the layers. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was still holding on to that. I didn't realize that was affecting me this way. But we're also ripping back the layers of how we need to move forward for ourselves. Yes, that's true for me. No, that's not true for me. So being aware of this is going to be super important. Again, we've been going through a tough time with the Wheel of Fortune, honoring that things haven't gone according to plan, honoring, and Spirit is having me pause here for a reason. First we honor, then we pause and say, okay, what am I honoring? I am honoring that things have been rough, that things have been overwhelming, that I felt like I lost my passion. I felt like I lost my way. But then we have the Ace of Wands coming into play, our fire, our passion, our distinction coming up. We've been taught some really intense lessons during this time. And we've come to a completion of a cycle, which necessarily we didn't want because it is a cycle that shows us, okay, that season is over. Okay, lessons learned. Okay, that was intense on my heart, on my soul, and on myself. With the Ace of Wands, this is fire, this is passion, this is determination, this is focus, this is spirit coming in and saying, hey, I have a gift for you. We are taking it. Absolutely. Again, we're giving off boss energy. We're giving off, king energy. During this time, it doesn't matter how we identify ourselves. It matters that we take this. It matters that we're not letting our emotions drown us anymore. We're calling out the intensity of things. All right. And we're also looking and saying, how do I need to move forward? Where do I need to be? What's sacred to me? What isn't sacred to me? Where's all this noise? How do I open the door? We're looking at our future because we do need to keep our future at mind, but we're also looking at our horizon and saying, these are my gifts. This is me. Do I feel emotionally overwhelmed at times? Absolutely. And Sagittarius, you will always feel a little bit emotionally overwhelmed because you dive deeper than others do. You're not just going to take things at face value. And that means that you carry a little bit more of a weight of things. You see a little bit more of things than others do. And that's okay. It just makes things more intense. And it can break your heart at times. Looking at the world, seeing everything that needs to be seen or that you need to learn during your existence. It's hard. But this is a time where we're saying, I'm not hiding in the corner anymore. With the Three of Swords reversed, it's like, I'm not letting being heartbroken define me. We can still be heartbroken. We can have things in our lives that happened that have absolutely changed us for the rest of our lives. It changed our DNA. It changed our souls, ourselves, our very being. And we carry that with us. Will it ever go away? No. Some griefs, some pains will never leave us, but they don't have to be the front and center of us anymore. It's so interesting. I've been thinking a lot of the epidemic of loneliness. And it's that we want to be heard. We want to be seen. We need to connect. And yet, as connected as we are in this world, it's hard to connect. So here, we are releasing so much pain, so much loneliness, so much doubt, so much fear. And we're seeing, okay, where do I want to be? What was important to me when I was small? Before the world came in and told me what I should be, how I should be, what I should look like, and everything in between. What brings me joy? What leads me forward? And how do I become a student of my inner child and of my heart? You are going to make connections and you are going to find paths forward that you never thought of. Like if you were talking to yourself 5 years ago or 2 years ago, or, even if 10 months ago, you would never think, oh, this, this, it's going to be like this. With the 10 of Cups, it's embracing healing. I mean, not the 10 of Cups, the Page of Cups, it's embracing healing. But it's also moving you towards your happiness, right? The 10 of Cups is, and they all live happily ever after. But everybody's happily ever after is different. Some people get the mansion and the car and the zip code and the partner, and they're still not happy. They have everything that you should be, that everybody else is jealous over, but they're not happy because that's not their happiness. Here, it's like, okay, embrace your heart, embrace your love, connect with your inner child, see what it is that you love. We can do the inner child meditation. Take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you, and see yourself as the adult you are now, holding your arms open to the child that you once were. And let that child run into your arms. Swoop that kid up in the biggest hug and say, I love you. I will always love you. I will always protect you. I will always be here for you. Tell me about your joy. I'm listening. That's where the listening comes into play, right? With the throat chakra, I'm listening. Tell me your biggest joys. Tell me your fears. Tell me what makes your heart sing. Tell me what makes your heart afraid. Let me listen to you. Truly listen to you. Because you are the King of Wands. Because you are embracing your transformation. You are moving forward in your power. You're passionate. You're determined. You're focused. And you're opening up the doors. And you're seeing yourself, Sagittarius, in a way that you kind of didn't think was possible. You're claiming your fire. You're claiming your passion. You're claiming your way forward. It brings you to your subconscious spirit message, which is fairy tale. I love that. Embrace the fairy tales that shaped you when you were little. Embrace the stories that you loved, but also embrace fairy tales. Like start to let stories into your life. Start to let joy and the fantastical into your life, however that may be, through movies, through books, through video games. It doesn't really matter. Through hiking in the woods and letting your mind just wander. Embrace fairy tales. Embrace dreaming again. It brings us to our subconscious chakra message, which is the sacral chakra reverse, and this is flexibility. We can be very rigid with things. It has to be just like this. It has to be just like this. Embracing flexibility of the body is going to be important. Embracing flexibility of the soul is going to be important. This is our sacral chakra, where our creative energy, where our sensual energy is held. It doesn't have to look one certain way. Our life doesn't have to look one certain way. We don't have to be one certain way. It's embracing a flexibility and fitting into our soul. It's an awakening. It's an embracing of truth. It brings us to our not chakra. It brings us to our energy to be mindful of. And this is the Fool. We want an adventure. So we can make an adventure. We can just kind of like jump off the cliff and be like, okay, well, it'll all work out. And we have to be mindful about this because we want an adventure. We want to take that leap of faith. We want to go after. And Spirit's like, that's all well and good, but do be mindful about it during this time too. Do be mindful of just not jumping and saying, oh, it'll all work out, because you do need to plan. You can't just start driving and say, okay, wherever I go, they'll have, like, whenever I run out of gas, there'll obviously be a gas station and, food and this and that. It could happen in the middle of the highway. So you want to be safe with things, right? So that's what Spirit is saying here with the Fool. And our subconscious, yeah, our subconscious tarot message is the high priestess. The veil is being lifted from our eyes, right? But here, with the high priestess reversed, we're like, whoa, 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 that's too much. Like, I don't want to see that deeply into things. So we can be fighting it subconsciously. We're coming out of a really tough time. We've gone through a time of awakening, which is also what the Wheel of Fortune, which is 10 in the major arcana, has been telling us. We're going through an awakening. It has been tough. We're going to see the world differently, but we're kind of fighting that as we release lies, as we release so much that has held us back, but that has also shaped the way we see our world and ourselves. We kind of want to hold on to comfortable lies. And I know that sounds silly to say, but it's like, oh, do I have to see all of the truth? Or can we just see like part of it? So just be mindful about this during this time where we're going to get a glimpse of things. Or we can just feel very overwhelmed and be like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. And spirit, it's like, no, it's very important. It's very important, this awakening. But we are going to be fighting it during this time. So there's going to be even more of a deeper awakening, understanding, dive into ourselves. All right. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.